What is up, everyone? The DLC was announced just a few weeks ago and the hype was real. After studying every details, like Zan studied Mr. X's brain, we've got some in-depth insights and analysis for you. Enjoy the video and subscribe while we wait for the DLC.
Cheers, my petite. So the fish was one of the big talking points for the new DLC, but here at B2's Gaming we asked the real questions. Is it a swordfish or is it a fish sword? Other than the fish, we got a look at a couple new weapons via the Instagram account. Here you can see Adam holding a double-sided weapon. Comparing his body position for when he uses a normal weapon, it seems to be the same, which raises the question, is this weapon going to have a unique ability to hit behind? Or is it just going to be a normal weapon that just looks like it's from Gladiators? Gladiators! Ready! Now this screenshot is very puzzling and raised a lot of questions with, well, myself. Adam is wielding a new weapon here again, except he seems to be on fire, but isn't affected by it. It looks like he has just hit the Francis, who's on that bad kind of fire. So does this weapon have that as an ability, or is it just red because of the final hit of the weapon? Plus, what the hell's Blaze doing? I know your name's Blaze, but damn girl, walking up in the fire like that? I don't know what's going on, it looks madness, but if you lot have any ideas, please put it down in the comments.
Thanks for passing, Luke. For this next one, characters customization, we've been listened to. In fact, the first DLC video we've ever made asked for this. From Dotemu images on Steam, you can see that this looks like just a color customization. So no crazy accessories yet.
Cherry Hunter.
For instance, here, Floyd has finally changed his pants. Blaze traded her miniskirt for a mini denim skirt. Even Estel get the customized treatment. And older characters too. And look at that Cherry Grandma version, or that slick Adam ready to go on a night out. Another thing that was recently confirmed, with customization comes the option to play co-op with the same character. This was confirmed in a tweet recently by Lizard Cube. So Luke, ready for some double axle runs?
And now getting into the real juice here, the new characters. It's fair to say from the silhouettes that we're going to have Max and the artist formerly known as Skate, Shiva. But with no gameplay to break down, we're here for Estel, the CrossFit cop. After breaking down her moves in detail, I have decided she will be OP and everyone will main her from now on. Don't argue with me on this one, just listen. Let's start with the moves. You can see here what looks like Estel's forward special move. It doesn't take a lot of green health to begin with, which is always helpful. Slowing it down, you can see she gets her invincibility frames mid-string. Then, with some unique crowd control, she uses the Donovan as a barrier to burst through the other Dons behind him. And if she didn't take the piss enough, she finishes him off on the floor. I would think if the noodle cart wasn't there, the other Donovans maybe would be catching a beating on the floor as well, which would be a fast crowd control move. Secondly, we see Estel's neutral special. And just like Cherry and Floyd's, who have the strongest defensive neutral special in the game, she drops it very quickly with a lot of clearing ability, meaning if she's in trouble, she probably can spam this a little and be safe. In the next clip, we got another juicy move with something I'm a big fan of personally. We can see her normal jab string, and the moment she is airborne to complete a kick, she can cancel into an air special. And now this air special also has some unique defensive abilities, which brings her backwards out of danger and then gives her a unique stun to enemies, which can lead to easy combo starters. We don't get to see what her wall bounce potential is, but by seeing all of her... Okay, so classic, while I was editing this video, they released some new footage of Estel fighting, so I have to go back into the edit and do this bollocks video again. but let's have a look because it actually is pretty exciting. Okay, so here's the first footage I want to show. As you can see, pretty much chaos. We're on the lift towards the airplane, and there's a lot going on, but what we're going to do is we're going to slow it all down and have a proper look. So first things first, we've got an old school headlock into a throw, very similar to Cherry's throw when she's on top of someone's shoulders, followed by a very long distance jump into roll. And now I zoomed in there because the Gaussia gets a bounce off of that attack. Next, we're seeing the same headlock, except she switches direction. So I'm assuming instead of jumping over people, she switches direction. What we're currently looking at is a troll move. Her back hit looks really effective. Look how many frames he is there, just stunned. So this back move is looking really good. Okay, so let's have a look at this. So we're in the police station, and for once she's in the prison. So what we first see is her forward move. Now it looks like we're going to get it very similar to Cherry's forward move. Boom, and we didn't see this before. So she's coming in with her normal combo, and then boom, cancel into stun to stun. So that is doubling up on her special. So let's keep going. Superwoman punch, good to keep combos going. Boom, just a single one. That's the one that we saw before, the defensive special. And that was really nice to see the wall bounce potential there to slide those people. Boom, look at that. I mean, I'm already, really enjoying what I'm seeing, to be honest. So he just got straight stun there. So I wonder how many people she can actually stun at one time. When you're on stage 12, man, look at the distance that she takes. And let's see if we see anything different. Boom, boom, boom. Just carnage. Interesting. And that's her forward move. That forward move looks like it comes out quick.
The new moves were a big part of the trailer, making it straight in the first seconds. After close inspection, they seem to be both new star moves and some new specials. We can see in the trailer different types of star moves. An enhanced version of defensive for Adam, or Floyd with just spilling electricity everywhere, or forward specials with Cherry or Blaze. Some other moves look like just regular forward specials, like this Blaze defensive special seeing her flying super high, or Adam with a modified version of his sword strike. And finally, what's up with Estel? Looks like she used the dreaded backup requested. And there is also this knife star move, which could be a special star weapon move. Looking at Adam 2 special in the trailer, we can see that there might be a lot more moves than what we have seen so far. Lastly, it looks like those moves look available in both the survival mode and the regular stages, which would make things interesting and enable some good testing on a group of Gaussias.
So you're seeing some of the new stages that I got via the internet and not just from the DLC trailer. These stages do seem to all be connected to the survival mode and not part of any new story mode. Okay, so there's a lot to unpack when it comes to these new stages. So one of the first things I'm thinking about are these symbols. Why are they different to each other? Is it something that they're going to pick up in the survival stage? And secondly, you're going to see Blaze here. She goes in with green health. She has 481 points, so it could be in between survival stages, or it's actually just one of the challenges for that particular stage. Now, something else that's a bit obvious is the respawning of the characters. As you'd imagine, survival, this is what you're going to come to expect. You can see it here and you can see it here. As soon as one dies, more come in. So something really exciting is, as you can see here, the survival mode will be with weekly challenges. So it brings up the playability of this game and gives us another aspect of the leadership boards that we've enjoyed so much on a weekly basis. So just quickly, I just want to talk about some of the unique environmental hazards that these stages has. As you can see here, it seems like these little orange holes will probably spur up and hit you, similar to the underground stage. And now you can also see that this conveyor belt will probably take you underneath that thing that will squish you. Potentially you can punch the red button and do it manually too. On this next stage, it just looks like an absolute madness, carnage. I'm not even going to attempt to guess what's going to happen here. Now we get to this very cool Egyptian looking stage. In the top left corner, you can see a shining element. This is probably going to be exactly the same as the chandelier that would fall down in stage 12. But something interesting is if I take out this background, you can see it's the exact same stage as the previous screenshot I showed you.
And lastly, one of the announcements was related to one of the best things about Street of Rage, the music. New tracks, including the trailer, were announced by T. Lopez. T. Lopez has been working on Sony Mania before, and his tunes have this good Mega Drive old school vibe. This looked promising, although sorry T, but what we all wanted was all the Street of Rage songs available in retro or in the game. Still, it will be nice to hear some new tunes, and maybe Olivier de Riviere come back with some bangers.
Oh, Mania Plus, where do I even start with this? I think this upset me more than it made me happy. Having currently completed all S ranks and perfects on Mania, just the thought of doing the same thing on Mania Plus makes me constipated. But of course, as soon as I try stage 1, I'll be hooked and I won't stop until I get those golden letters. Well, what we can expect from Mania Plus? Well, this picture probably summarizes it the best. Think of your worst nightmares and they'll probably bring it true. I'd imagine we'd expect more enemies and more of the more difficult enemies that you would probably find in the later stages like stage 12, earlier on in stage 1 onwards.
So the legitimate question is when? Well, the theories about the 1-year anniversary on April 30th seems to be off the table. Instead, we are provided with a later this year. Later this year? So we might have to wait a bit. As usual, thanks for watching and subscribe while you wait for the DLC. Peace!